Greetings and salutations, everyone. I hope everyone is still doing well. I have a second upload to share with you. Before we get into it, a couple links. As you know, I rely on Patreon, PayPal, and my merch to help the channel to continue to grow and go. Those links are in the description below. Also, Dogman Frightening Encounters, Volume 1, 2, and 3, the audiobook versions. They were written and researched by Tom Lyons, narrated and produced by me, Jeffrey Nadolny. They're available on Audible, Amazon, and iTunes. The links to those are also in the description as well. Now, everyone, I have taken too much of your time. Let's get on with today's second upload, shall we? All right, guys, a couple years ago, I was approached or emailed by a subscriber named Bo, and him and his wife, TJ, out of New River, Tennessee, had a couple of encounters with Dogman and Sasquatch. Those of you who are familiar with him will remember him and his wife. He contacted me just recently, and he kind of wanted to give me an update of what's been going on. For those of you who are new to the channel, I encourage you guys to go check out some of the older uploads. You will find them. In the title is usually Bo, subscriber from Tennessee. He was also on the other Dogman Encounter channel with another person, but he decided to stick with my channel and share all of the encounters that he and his wife have experienced on their land. Well, I have an update from Bo tonight. All right, everybody. Today I have a very special upload. A friend of the channel who has been with the channel for a very long time. Bo, how are you today?
We're doing good. Got us a place and got us kind of established here again.
Right. Now, a lot of I've grown since I've had you on, so a lot of people may not know who you are. Bo sent me Bo lived in, had a cabin in New River, Tennessee. He had a family of Squatch that lived on his property, and he had two rogue dogmen, a jet black one and a brown one. He had an encounter with the black dog man, which he thought was kind of like a peace offering. And pretty much he's been through the ringer with Dogman, but Squatch has pretty much treated him like family. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to turn the mic over to Bo and let Bo share what has been going on with him and TJ as of late on their property.
After the house fire, it took us quite a long time to get back up and running. I had a bad gash in my arm, took me out of commission for a while. So I had a couple months where I couldn't work. Finally got back to work, got us a place, and now that we've made a couple trips back to the river, I got to noticing here about 2 months back, 2 or 3, the large male, I seen him hurt early in the spring, and when we come back, he's not around anymore. He had dogman scratches on his chest, upper chest and neck area, gashes on his back, and on the calf of his both legs. So I knew he was hurt, but I hadn't seen him since. And there is another there is a rock mound about 200-300 yards from the cave entrance that I believe it's where he's at, but I can't bring myself to go and look.
Right.
But the young male has stepped up and has fought off the ones that got his dad. I found out when we went up a few weeks after that, I'd seen where there'd been a big fight again, and the young male had a scratch on his chest, similar position to his dad's, and now he's up to the same size closely. You know, I mean, I believe he's reached into his mature level.
For those, I do have a lot of new subs that probably have not heard your old encounter. So how big would you say the young male is now?
The young man, he's probably about 8.5, maybe 9. He's up about 600-700 probably, if not at least. I know his dad was probably 8 because he was really thick.
Right.
The younger one's not as thick yet, but he is, like I said, growing exponentially. The sister of the male, the young male, the daughter of the alpha, she still has her golden brown, gorgeous autumn color. She hasn't lost it.
Is she getting a lot bigger, or is she getting bigger?
She's up to about 7.5, 7. She's close. She's actually as tall as the mother. The mother has slowed down quite a bit. Just seeing her out, stays more by the cave. You know, she's heartbroken.
Right. How about the little ones that are the little? I think there were 2.
The 2 little ones, they are quick as a whip. One of them disappeared. I'm about 90% sure it's the Dogman, but the young male, I heard a god-awful racket up there a few months back, and he went into the Dogman territory where they have a very strict, this is where you stay, don't come over here. And he went up there and he wrecked shop. He ran off 2 of them by himself.
How many are up there now? How many Dogmen are up? Because I remember there wasn't, at one point there was the 2. There was a black and a brown one, and then for a while there was nothing, just the
big black one. Yep.
Right.
As of right now, the big black male one, I know he's dead. I know he is. I walked in on that one. I walked up there on that one. When I walked up there to see what had happened, the big male, the young male, I mean, he went in and that Dogman was laying there with a broken neck. And his bottom jaw was broke. But the 2 that was up there with him, one of them is still on top of the mountain. The second one, I don't know how it is now. I haven't seen it, but it was definitely hurt. The one that is up there now, I believe it is a young juvenile male.
Okay.
He's about 6 feet, and he's like he almost has the color of a deer, a white-tailed deer.
Okay.
It'd be about the best way to describe his color. He he has moved up farther up the mountain. Here recently, there are two brothers that disappeared up there, and I went in and found some hunting, some camping stuff up there, and let the authorities know, and big surprise, nothing was said.
Right.
They still have the two brothers as missing, even though they found one of them's wallet, blood, and like I said, a lot of camping gear that was wrecked.
Now, do you have any plans on rebuilding the cabin?
I don't know. If it's in the cards, I'm going to attempt to.
Right.
But as of right now, I don't have the funds. Having to rebuild and make another go of it. I've just not had the time or funds to go up there.
So what are you like? I mean, you're still going up camping, I guess, or whatever.
We go up, do day trips. We ain't really been able to camp with the baby being so young.
Right.
I'm not risking it without having some sort of protection up there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because some of the lore of the Dogman is specific to snatching babies, and I don't want to see them all killed off. I don't see them as monsters, but that young male seems to have a sign of respect, I guess.
Okay.
He shows respect toward us, which I'm not completely 100% trustful of, but I've seen him, he kind of just give me a glance and go off about his way. But I know a lot of them are going to be asking me why. I actually went back up there to get pictures and some hair. But the big male Dogman, the big black one, his body was gone. I don't know if one of the others took it and eat it or buried it or what, but I haven't found him yet.
Now I guess it would be the alpha, the youngest male Squatch. When a lot of you guys who are new to the channel, Bo was on my channel. He sent me his encounters. He was attacked, scratched by a Dogman. He appeared on another Dogman encounter channel. He appeared on Vic Cundiff's channel. And then Bo has just pretty much primarily stayed with me on my channel. So a lot of you guys may have heard him there or on my channel too, but that young male Squatch, when he was young and the alpha was still alive, he was kind of playful. Not really, like playful. He'd laugh at you. He did kind of some teenage dumb shit, I guess we'll say. Is he still like that, or is he now taken over the role as alpha dominant male?
He's definitely taken over, but he does act a little goofy at times.
Right.
I guess that's where he's still somewhat young.
Yeah.
But the big male, after he passed, the young one definitely matured very fast. Before, what you was talking about, like, I'd be working on a tree stand and he'd come running up behind me and like hoot at me.
Yeah.
And then the big male kind of, and he'd go on about his way. And it's kind of crazy to see now. He's taken over that role. The young Sasquatch that is left is a male.
Okay.
He acts like a toddler.
So he's
very mischievous, throwing stuff. Like where like the camping stuff there, he'd go up and he might sneak something away, or he might stand there and throw stuff around, like different men things, I guess you'd say.
Yeah.
But
no, that's awesome. That I was gonna ask you about the youngest female, because when you first shared her color, the way you described it, because you had sent me, you sent me the encounter, you emailed me the encounter, and I narrated at first. And the way you described it, it was just like the softest brown color in the world. It was like an autumn day, beautiful color. And it's pretty cool that she's still that same color. How is her demeanor now that the male alpha is gone? Is she?
She's a little more standoffish.
Okay.
And the young male, he still comes down, like whenever we're around.
Yeah.
He'll come and kind of, I'll see him walking the trails and stuff, kind of just like he's patrolling. Like him and the big male used to. He still walks the same trails.
Okay.
But here before long, I don't mean to bug you all with this, but I'm going to try and do a little bit of searching around up there and actually take some recording equipment to try and, show people that these things ain't just killing machines. They're really not. They're a lot more human than you think.
Right.
I know the ones that we've had encounters with, they all seem very mild-mannered toward us. When we show them respect, they show us respect.
The Sasquatch. The Sasquatch you're talking about, right? The Sasquatch, not the Dogman. You're talking about Sasquatch right now.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay.
The Dogman, like I said, he showed me respect and showed me distance, but he still gives me a very heavy feeling, like in the atmosphere when he's around.
Okay.
Like it's static in the air kind of feeling.
Yep. Yeah, I'm looking forward, like Bo was just saying, he's going to go up, he's going to start taking some video, he's going to put it on, he's going to start his channel, he's going to put it on a channel. When he does, he's going to let me know. I'll link that so everybody can check out where Bo is talking about and what he is actually, where his life was with these things. Because for those of you that are new, where his cabin was, this family of Squatch actually interacted with Bo and his family like friends.
They all still,
yeah.
They make faces, noises toward my daughter. She actually imitates some of the younger one playing around, which is hilarious to see, actually. But the more that they've actually seen her, there's never been, they brought me up to see the little ones.
Right.
And when my little one was born, it was after the house fire, but we still took her up there. And the big mom, she come down, the big male, seen us, started hooting. The others come down, and, they kind of looked and seen her, walked around for a minute, and made their way back up the mountain. But
so
it's very interesting to see
it is,
like I said, the humanity of these things.
Yeah, that's the most interesting part of it. I mean, you've had, now, the thing is like when me and you first met and first talked, I remember the question you asked me, and it was just, and I'll never forget it. You said I was bow hunting, or you were hunting, and you had killed a deer. The dog man came up on you. Then there was another dog man. The two got in a fight. Um, by the time you made it back to your truck, the deer was in your bed of your truck, and you were like, "What the heck?" And I had said peace offering, and for some reason, it definitely was not a peace offering. It was more or less saying, "Take your deer and get the fuck out of here."
Um, actually, I hadn't even I hadn't got a deer at that point during the day.
That's right. You didn't get the deer. They got the deer.
So I believe it was actually the squash that put the deer in my truck.
Really?
Because it had when I looked at it, I thought its neck was gashed out, but it was actually twisted all the way around.
Okay.
And broke and splattered out to the side there, which made me believe now more so, seeing after the dog man and Bigfoot fought, that he broke its neck in the same way.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. That really does, yeah. So,
but I think he was kind of, hey, here's this, get the hell out of here while you got a chance.
Right. Right. Now, just recently, someone went on your property up there, right?
There was a man that came up, and he must have known the area that I've been talking about before, but he was very nosy, curious, and I don't mind that. I don't mind people learning, but I told him, hey, definitely don't want to go up there mucking around. You'll get hurt. And just a little while later, he come back, told me, he's not going to come back to the mountain. And I told him, it's like, hey, I told you, them Dogman ain't nothing to play with.
Yeah. Yep. So,
sorry, go ahead.
I'm sorry. Is there any interaction like that one dog man that you said that you think is a juvenile? Has there been any sign, or like have you heard them while you're up there? When let's say you're down there doing a day trip, you've got the Squatch family up on a ridge in the cave. Can you hear any indication that dog man is around just beside the time that you've seen him and he kind of puts you off? Or are they quiet up there?
The one, like I said, that's the only one I've seen so far. Him and the big male, now the young male that had matured, I've seen them interact a couple times, and both of them give each other space. And I think that right there just goes to show that these things ain't all about killing. Like I said, it's when I was living there, all three clans basically lived in the same 2-3 miles.
Right.
And now I've noticed the Bigfoot has taken up down where we camped and stayed, and up to the ridge where the big male that had fought with us had stayed. But the younger male had moved up and away. But he stays more down on all four. He's much more... He almost acts like a big dog or a big coyote. Kind of wild, eerie of people. Eerie, kind of walking the ridge. Just stays out of the way. But again, you never know. I'm not saying I'm going to go up there and try to pet him. I know the kind of impact they can do. It's not good. It don't feel good.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'm sad to find out that one of the babies is gone. I wonder if that's why the adult male,
went up there against 3 of them.
Yeah, and it ended up dead.
CJ had made that connection once before. Me and her talked about it. And that, if he was playing out and his bow and got too far away, he got snatched. Again, that goes with the taking children off from the edges of civilization throughout time.
Yeah.
And I know me and you had talked about the attack up there in Cock County. There's been quite a bit of movement here in the last year that I've seen a few come and go, but nothing really stuck around inside the womb.
Right.
But every year, it has been the same time they show up.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I don't know if it's just coincidence. Sorry.
No, you know what you just said real quick is when you said they take the children off the fringes of the wood line, like that the boy Dennis Martin back in the 50s or 60s, I know people will correct me, but when he was snatched and they had the Green Beret go out there and local government and this and that, and of course people said they saw something large carrying a red object away. I really think that, and I don't think it was a Squatch. Some people do. I think it was a Dogman. Just because it was a Squatch kid doesn't, or a young Squatch doesn't mean that they weren't going to take that one either. They take the most vulnerable and go with it.
Like I said, I know whenever we was there and noticed the little one had gone, that's when the big male showed up with the cuts and scrapes. And like he said, he walked on his own power, but he was kind of staggering around, and they can heal from quite a bit. I've seen it. I've seen them from the fights and stuff from before. But whenever he was there, I told her, it's like he's in rough shape. He might not make it. He killed 2 and run one off and one up on the other side of the mountain.
Right.
So there is another set of Sasquatch on the mountain beside us that they just kind of stay off to themselves.
Okay.
And then on the back side, I noticed there is a set of Dogman out there, at least 2, that I've heard about. I've not seen myself, but at least 2 of them, and they are pretty aggressive. One of them was attacking the side of a truck. Old boy trying to get out of there. He was up there drinking with a couple buddies, spotlighting deer, and he said he noticed red eyes shine. He thought, that possum's in a weird way. And then he kind of went on up the trail a little ways, got the notion it was following with the truck. And then by the end of it, they was running down the mountain wide open, and this thing's gnashing, biting at the truck.
Right. Wow, that's friggin' nuts. Now, have you seen the other Squatch, the other set of Squatch, or no, just heard about them?
I've seen 4 up there, but like I said, they usually keep to themselves. There's a couple spots that I've seen you can see across the mountain,
mm-hmm.
and I've seen them kind of up and across the ridge a piece. But
now,
as far as up close and personal, I haven't. But again, I've heard 3 or 4 of the fellas that go in them country stores telling them, hey, look, the mountain men are up here. They're, give them space.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, so where you've seen them, you're talking quite a distance away to where they were.
About 5 or so miles, maybe 10 down the road piece. That's crow flies probably, but once you get traveling through the mountains, It may be more,
Right.
about 15, 20.
So nothing really to pose a threat to the family that's on your land.
Not yet, not so far.
Okay. All right.
Like I said, after that big war they basically had, I haven't seen as much activity from either of them, but still early.
Yeah, that's true. So when you saw that one Dogman, neck broke, jaw broken off, how was there any sign of the squatch, the young male squatch around, or no? Was it just laying there, just in?
When I come up and noticed them laying around, they said, inside a week, and the big male comes down hurt. I go back up and he's there. The young male wasn't with me, but I don't know if this makes sense. When you're in the vicinity of something like that, you kind of get a sixth sense from.
Mm-hmm.
And either I was being watched from a dog or a mountain man. And I said I seen him kind of, oh shit, there's something that's laying in the ground. Is he asleep? What? And got closer, kind of eased my way up to her, and I noticed his head was turned around backwards. And that's when I kind of, okay, he's dead. I'm going to make my way up there. When we got up there, to TJ, I was like, stay back. I'm going to go over here and look at him. And you could tell it was him from before. He had scars on his chest. But he definitely was a big threat. And I don't know if it was the big male in him that killed him, or if it was the juvenile going up there for revenge. But I know there was a ruckus and a half after that big male come down to her.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean,
and I don't know if it might have him been running the other two off, because they're more his size. Like I said, the one was a smaller, younger, much younger wolf. You could tell he was still light colored. He was not as aggressive toward them. The big male, he didn't take no leeway. He was one. If you've seen him, you better be ready for a fight. He jumped down on me a time or two, coming off the ridge, and then the young male stepped up. He backed off once that way. I remember I told Joe about this, but after that, I'd seen him coming up and down the mountain. I seen him once, and he comes kind of bounding across the road, and here come the big male and young male behind him. Like I said, same time of the year that he smacked me. So I don't know if it's, a yearly migration pattern for them, or if they're residing. I know the one was residing up there, but the other two or three that's been through there, they're in and out. So, I can't say they're staying, but...
Right. How's the deer population looking now up there?
The deer are starting to come back. So are the pigs. I've noticed since the big male and the other one had been run off, that in my area, they're back in more populated time, more in that era.
Right.
But I'd say that Dogman on top of the ridge has run them down this way some too. So you're getting kind of the ones that reside there in the first place, and then you got ones that are coming and getting pushed out of their area out of survival. I don't blame them. I'm not wanting to go up there and tangle with a big wolf if I ain't got to.
Yeah,
but,
absolutely.
A couple trips I've made up there, I've been able to protect myself. I know what to watch for. I know there's signs of aggression, but I don't go up there and put myself in danger if I ain't got to. Like I said, I've seen a few of them up on the mountains, and it definitely makes you pay attention to them.
Yeah, definitely. The reason why I asked about the deer and stuff is because, like you just hit on, I wanted to see if they came back, the population, because I'm thinking now that population's growing, you may see more dogman in that area. Now that the alpha is gone, the big alpha, but you've got, the young alpha. I mean, it's not fully matured now, so hopefully
They
that's
still
not
have a chance to run him off.
right.
That's a good point.
Hopefully that's not the case. Because I mean that'd be a shame anything to happen to that small family. But yeah, with the population growing, especially feral pig and more deer, you've got a lot more food. It's a perfect right where right that land is perfect area for these creatures to live. You've got caves, you got water, you got food. I mean, it's literally a haven for these things. Both set.
Like I told you before, the cabin itself was in between the bends of a creek, and the way it had been shaped into yonder, there's a ridge line that runs in about 3 different ways. That you got fresh water, you got deer trails, you got pig trails, and then you've got your squatch trails, and at that point you had your dogman trails, and you could smell on them would knock you down.
Yeah, it's so. I don't know. It's been good talking to you. I'm glad that you and TJ are doing good. I'm glad the baby's growing. Thank you for showing me a picture of your daughter. She's absolutely beautiful.
That she is.
So when you decide to go up and take some pictures and take some video and put it up on your channel, let me know. That way we can get you on again, talk about a little bit of it, and have people go up to your channel and check out the videos of the land that you're talking about, so they can actually put some pictures to your experiences.
Yeah, that'd be fine with me. Like I said before, as long as people know if you come around, respect the area and respect the squatch, and definitely show respect for that dogman, because you may not get a second chance.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the thing of it is like I said privately when you and I spoke, it's one thing to when you're on here and you're sharing your experience with us, and then for those people that are in your area that may listen to the story, your experiences, and are familiar with the New River area, be respectful. It's not, this is Bo and TJ's land. You've got to be respectful of his land. Also, you've got to be respectful of these creatures that live there. You're putting yourself in harm's way by going and not knowing the area. And like the guy that you had seen up on your property, we don't know if he came from my channel or the other channel that you had shared your experience on. So, just be respectful of others' property. You may know the area or where we're talking about, but don't go there unless you're invited, I guess, pretty much. So, but do me a favor before, don't hang up when we end this. I want to talk to you a little bit after. Is there anything that you'd like to say to everybody before we end the upload?
I appreciate y'all. Whenever coming back on here, and I appreciate y'all. Being kind still. I mean, y'all have always been a good community, and that's why even before I'd ever wanted to do this here, me and you talked, and I didn't want to be butting in on anything for y'all as well, because y'all helped me kind of open up about this more, and I just appreciate y'all being around.
We appreciate you too, buddy. We really do. Now, please send the love to TJ and the baby from all of us on this channel, and it's always a pleasure having you on, Bo.
It's a pleasure being here. Definitely appreciate you.